Welcome, welcome, welcome to the dungeon, everybody. Today on Lampworking 101.21, we're going to be making a piece for one of our subscribers, Beth, and she wants to see a ladybug. We're going to simplify this as much as we possibly can because it's a beginning bead. That's why it's in the Lampworking 101 series. It's important that you start out as simple as possible, and then once you figure out what you're doing, you can grow your piece and your skills from there. Let's go ahead and make this simple ladybug for Beth and for everybody else out there. On a side note, thank you all so much for subscribing. We have just the other day hit 300 subscribers. It's been a year and 2 months. And we have 300 subscribers, and I can't tell you how much that means to me. I just want to like jump around for joy, and just it's so cool. This is more than I ever even expected. So thank you all so much. It's blowing my mind. Be safe, be careful, take care, and we'll see you next time. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do this video a little differently from the other videos I've done. I am going to just begin by showing you 3 ways that I build up this ladybug, because I did make 3. The first one was very tiny. It only had 3 little wraps in this very center one. And that's how I start. And you can see at the very end of each one, I end up with a teardrop shape, and that's really important for this little ladybug. Now the second one, I'm going to draw up to 4 wide and a little on the top. This is going to make my slightly bigger one, and you can start at any one of these that you want depending on what size you're looking for, but you always want to end up with this little teardrop shape. All right, now let's do the final one, the big one. I always like to go a little bigger on the first try of beads that I make, because sometimes going a little bigger helps. So I went up on my mandrel about 5 times, and now I'm just adding my thicker wad of glass to the middle, because that's kind of where I need it. And by heating and using gravity, I'm just going to get this really nice teardrop shape. All right. This is so easy, you guys. Just maintain the heat in the body, and then add some black, just covering up the very tip of the teardrop. Add a couple layers of black. This is going to be the head, obviously, so make it as big as you want. Usually they're pretty tiny, so start small. After I have that finished, and I still have this shape, I press it down on the bottom, and then I'll continue to shape between the head and the body, just a little bit with my knife, so I have a little bit more of a 2-part looking bead. And here is where I am going to put on some those dots right here that you see. Those are dots that are going to help me figure out what's on the very top and what's on the very bottom. Okay, so I follow the top dot. Make sure it's at the very top of your bead, and that'll help you to kind of figure out where you need to be. Then from here, I'm going to use my knife to very gently flatten that stringer out to differentiate the 2 wings. And I'll give it some more heat until I'm satisfied with what I am going for. Give it a little bit more shape where I need it, where it got to a little soft. But now that I have that stringer completely incorporated into the glass, I can go ahead and just start adding 3 little dots on both sides. You're working with red and black, so it may be a little bit difficult to see exactly where you're putting things on. So be careful And, you know, here I'm just flattening out every individual dot. I don't want to just give this whole thing a full reheat, or it'll end up being a mess. So in order to maintain your shape, you need to do these things one at a time. And then here I'm just heating up the back end, turning around my mandrel. And now let's go ahead and add some ice. And a little one on one side, a little on the other. And I do the same thing with all the dots on this bead. I heat each one individually and press it down. I don't ever want to heat it in fully, because that will, it'll warp everything that I've done. Now for these little tiny pupils, and just, you know, they don't have to be right in the center, but try to get them in the same spot. Or not. They might be cross-eyed. That would be cute. And then just give it a little flatten on those tiny pupils. Take your time. I always take my time. Remember, when I do these videos, I speed them up. But there are certain moments where, like here, where you can see I'm working at the normal pace. But this is it. This is our simple ladybug. Yay! Okay, everybody, make 20. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you next time. Take care.